7 brooches Queen Elizabeth wore with powerful meanings. The Cullinan V Heartbroch, a jewel that embodied royal authority. Among the grandest diamonds in the royal vault, the Cullinan V Heartbroch is set with an 18.8-carat heart-shaped diamond carved from the legendary Cullinan diamond, the largest rough diamond ever found. This brooch, originally worn by Queen Mary, was later passed to Queen Elizabeth II and often chosen for important state events. Its placement at the center of her coat or dress gave it a commanding presence, almost like a glittering emblem of monarchy itself. She wore it for her 2012 Diamond Jubilee and various Garter Day ceremonies, moments when the full weight of her crown was on display. The New Zealand Silver Fern Brooch, a gesture of respect to a nation. In 1953, during her very first royal tour of New Zealand as Queen, the women of Auckland gifted her the Silver Fern Brooch. Crafted from platinum and set with diamonds, the brooch took the shape of the native fern, a symbol cherished across New Zealand for its associations with strength, renewal, and identity. What made this brooch special was how faithfully Elizabeth wore it every time she returned to the country, signaling deep respect and affection. It wasn't about luxury, it was about diplomacy worn on the chest. The Cambridge Pearl Pendant Brooch, elegance with emotional depth. This Victorian-era brooch was first owned by Queen Mary, featuring a central pearl surrounded by a cluster of diamonds and topped with a delicate diamond bow. The Queen frequently chose it for formal and somber events, including Remembrance Day services, state funerals, and wartime commemorations. Its beauty was understated, yet rich in symbolism. Pearls are traditionally associated with mourning, purity, and wisdom. By wearing this brooch during moments of national grief or personal reflection, Elizabeth used fashion to express empathy and strength. It wasn't just about honoring tradition, it was about dressing in a way that resonated with the nation's mood. The Maple Leaf Brooch, a diamond link to Canada. Originally owned by the Queen Mother and passed to Queen Elizabeth II, the diamond maple leaf brooch became a central part of royal visits to Canada. It was first worn by Elizabeth in 1951 as a young princess, and she continued to wear it across decades whenever she engaged with Canadian affairs. The maple leaf is, of course, a deeply iconic symbol of Canada, and wearing it was a graceful diplomatic gesture. Elizabeth wore it at Canada Day celebrations, military ceremonies, and even loaned it to both Camilla and Catherine for their own visits, signaling continuity in the royal family's connection to Canada. The Scarab Brooch, a quiet symbol of eternal love. The Scarab Brooch, designed by modernist jeweler Andrew Grima, was one of Queen Elizabeth II's most personal and meaningful pieces. Given to her by Prince Philip in 1966, the brooch features carved rubies, diamonds, and gold arranged in the shape of a stylized scarab beetle. In ancient Egyptian culture, the scarab symbolized rebirth, protection, and eternity, fitting themes for a lifelong marriage. The Queen notably wore this brooch in her official portrait marking her 60th wedding anniversary, a rare display of public affection in her usually reserved style. By choosing this brooch, she honored her husband not with grand words, but through thoughtful jewelry steeped in meaning. The Australian Wattle Brooch, royal glamour meets national pride. A radiant splash of yellow and white diamonds shaped like golden wattle flowers, this brooch was a dazzling gift to Queen Elizabeth during her 1954 visit to Australia, the first by a reigning monarch. Designed to reflect the warmth of the Australian spirit, the piece blended elegance with national identity. The Queen embraced it wholeheartedly, wearing it not only during visits down under, but also at receptions honoring Australia in the UK. The Chrysanthemum Brooch, a flower of private romance. One of Queen Elizabeth's most romantic and sentimental brooches, the Chrysanthemum Brooch is crafted from sapphires and diamonds arranged in a delicate flower. She wore it for the famous photographs taken during her honeymoon with Prince Philip in 1947, smiling on the lawns of Broadlands, Hampshire. This early moment captured a rare vulnerability in a royal life that would later be ruled by duty. Unlike the more ceremonial brooches, this one felt deeply personal, rarely worn in public but unforgettable when it did appear.